In City Skylines 2, industry is ugly and polluting. But can you build a functioning city without industry? What will happen with this production panel? Well, in this video we're going to find out exactly that. So I started a new game on easy mode on the map of Verdant Vale. I called it Industry 9. Loaded into the map, I immediately had demand for homes, commercial and industry, so I built out some roads and zoned homes, businesses and no industry. Yeah, we're not allowed to build industry. That's the whole point. Home demand was satisfied quite quickly. There is still lots of demand for businesses, so instead of industry we are building that. Next up we need electricity, just with a transformer station. After all, there's not really much wind on this map. Usually I prefer these wind turbines. Then we also need water, so let's get in a pumping station as well as a sewage outlet just far away, dumping everything into the ocean, connect it all up. And by the time we got services running, there is again a bunch of residential demand. That's great. So far things are working well. Look at all these guys driving around. Let's just zone more, and zone more I did with some additional large areas of low residential density. Everything is zoning in quite fast. I hit milestone 1. This unlocks medium density housing as well as vegetable farming and coal mining. That on the other hand we're not allowed to build because it's called specialized industry. So I just zoned in some row homes. Our city is growing at 150 people an hour and we appear to even be profitable already. Most of our money comes from taxes from all these businesses. Sadly, the production panel is not unlocked yet. I'm really interested to see how that will look. Of course, the demand for industry is really high, but we won't see any of that in this video. It also seems like I have a lot more demand for these low density homes, so I made more space for them, added a new route to the businesses so that not every car has to pass through this one single intersection, and then got right back to zoning homes. To keep people happy, I gave them a medical clinic, even here the expensive one. Take a look. This is costing $55,000 a month, which is again putting us quite close to breaking even. But right now we can afford it and people are getting even happier. Hey, this is great. They're even lining up here at the entrance of the city to move in. Let's try to make this intersection more efficient by just adding a roundabout with a tree. That should get traffic flowing. Even rock musicians want to move into the city. And I hit milestone 2. So far very smooth sailing. I built out some half circle to make the city look more interesting and used it to zone some medium density housing. Then I built the newly unlocked elementary school, got in the Fleur d'été, the first special building right next to it. People can now drop off their children here and then go and drink an iced tea. Pretty neat. And since somehow we are still profitable, I mean, where's all this money coming from? I built a cemetery because some people over here are complaining that there are dead people lying in their home. Now we are losing money, 50,000 a month, but with the city still growing, that should only be a question of time until we are back in the profits. Just a short time later, we crossed the population of 1,000. We have an unemployment of 36%, that's quite high. But at least company profitability seems to be well. They're making 4,000 a month, they're making 20,000 a month. And look at how many customers there are here. That's really a busy business district. Also, we have unlocked the production view. The thing is, we're not producing any of the raw materials because we don't have any industry. We are not making any of the processed goods. Here we can see petroleum is fully imported. Pharmaceuticals is fully imported. Electronics is fully imported. Beverages is also fully imported. And some businesses are using them. But somehow it seems that things are working fine. I hit milestone 3. But jumping back into the production view, in the immaterial goods, I think this is the first part where we're actually producing something. We are producing meals. We are producing entertainment and we're producing recreation for some reason. So it's not like our citizens are doing nothing. I'm quickly getting in the Riverside Grill, another special building we unlocked, and we still have a large demand for low density housing. I'm not so sure why they don't want to zone these medium density row homes, but I guess I'm fine with it. Here I have another square you can zone. with low density homes. As long as more people are moving in and as long as they are paying their taxes, I'm fine with that, but I'm also surprised that so far we got no additional business demand. These here are really the only business buildings we have so far. And there's also one empty plot here. I'm wondering why no one is zoning in here, because there are definitely plenty of customers. But homes are upgrading and we are back to being profitable. So let's just continue to fulfill this low density demand. And to keep people happy, I'm also going to add a small police station. And since I don't have parks yet, let's just put down some trees. Maybe that will make some people happy. Okay, so I just had an idea. I mean, things are progressing. They're progressing slowly, but there's so much traffic here in this business area and so many people parking. Maybe we can earn a bit of money on the side if we get parking areas and then just offer a parking lot right here with expensive parking fees. Not sure if anyone will use this one. Oh yes, here someone is already paying $50 for this parking, even though there's free parking right next to it. And somehow the stats say we're making 6,400 from parking fees, but if this one guy is paying 6,500 for parking, I'm fine with that as well. Continuing with the madness, it's really crazy that we only have low density demand and not really demand for any businesses. But this is an experiment, so I'm just gonna go with it. Usually I just ignore it and build only medium density. But here you go, let's just see what happens. Also, why is all of this one street? This automatic street naming is really weird. It's like, imagine this entire city is called Brookhaven Street. But that's definitely not a result of not building industry. I'm really looking forward to milestone 4, Grand Village, because that will unlock the low density offices. I zoned a bunch more low density homes, so let's just simulate for another while. Wait, did this business just change? What just happened here? Quick replay. Yep, they just rebranded, and I think that's even the second time already in this time lapse. It's crazy to see all this madness in the city here go on. Oh, but we have new business demand. That's amazing. Let's zone in the next businesses down here, just so we don't only have one business center. So business demand is not only a function of industry. We can get new businesses without industry. Yep, here it is creeping up again. I guess let's just spread some of them out. Put another one here next to the school. Maybe some shops over here. Spreading it out should really help with the traffic. Just some over here. Just give everything a bunch of variety. It seems to me that the city is growing slower than if we had industry. After all, our unemployment is at 40%. But we are continuously getting demand for low density buildings. So as long as that is the case, I am just going to continue zoning, even though that takes up a lot of space. But we still have a lot of space on our tile. And I mean, we're profitable, so we could expand even further. This business right here is making a profit of close to 50,000 a month with 0 guests and 0 rented rooms. Not sure where that comes from, but we hit milestone 4 and this is big because we can now build offices. Let's zone them in here in this tile. Oh, and they zone in fast. And we also get the low rent housing. Let's put it right here to the medium density homes. Just let everything zone in. They're close to the school over here anyway. And I'm hoping that these offices will resolve some of our unemployment issues. Somehow it's fluctuating really rapidly. Now it's already down to 31%. We'll keep monitoring it. I got a new special building, Espresso on the go. Just put it here in the residential area. And we have the Vesuvius Palace. I'm just putting down everything that gives us bonuses, because I think we need it. Let's see how long we can keep the city running. It's literally so crazy. Like a third of our tax revenue comes from lodging, but there's like 0 tourists in our city. Like all these lodges here have 0 customers, but somehow are making tons of money. These buildings here must be the perfect money laundering machine. City Skylines 2, perfectly balanced game. We crossed 2,000 population and we can build parks now. I mean, why not? Maybe that will make more people move in. So let's just get a lighthouse, even though there's no water close by. And I guess the school also deserves a park right here. We can even add a pedestrian path to it. And just like that, oh, that destroyed a lot of homes. I guess there's nothing I can do about it. these homes are permanently destroyed. Damn it, really, I hate these mechanics. Like, you're just connecting a pedestrian path and then the entire neighborhood gets destroyed just from it. That's so annoying. And now I just need to take care of zoning everything back in. Get in low rent homes. Hopefully that did not lose us too much population. Like, this entire circle was built and now it all has to be rebuilt. That's something that really needs to be fixed. But at least they have a park now. You better be happy and you better continue moving in. I quickly looked back through the production panel. All the things are still the same, only electronics are now consumed by offices, and this software segment seems to be really booming. A lot of companies are using it. The rest, lodging, of course, we have a lot of surplus, as well as most of the other immaterial goods. Sadly, I think these can't be exported, it just says surplus. Oh no, this one here can be exported. Production, like media, I guess that's fine. We are profitable at 80,000 a month in profits. Really, most of the money comes from the commercial taxes, a bit from offices, and the parking lot we put in is not really making any money. Oh, but I can see some of these row homes are now being built. That's been a long time since that has last happened. Our city is finally growing faster again, close to 100 population an hour, and that might be because we have incredibly high happiness. The only negatives are unemployment and traffic, but overall people are at their peak of happiness. That's good. I'm even getting growing demand for medium density homes. So let's try some more of these row homes. Yes, they are zoning in. And I guess while we wait for more people to move in, I can just build some sort of like coastal road that just goes along here. And then if anyone wants, they can build some medium density homes back here as well as some waterfront businesses. These are allowed, but the new fishing areas are not allowed because they are industry. Seems like all these buildings have been built in, and here we hit milestone 5 that unlocks the mixed use housing, mailboxes, radio mast, just a lot of things that will cost us money again. But we have hit 3,500 population. We have more demand for high density. That's interesting as that probably refers to the low rent housing units, but I'm just zoning some of them in. You can also get a bit of more low density. And then let's also get some mixed use here from the urban promenades pack. We have crossed $1 million. Our city is making 130,000 a month, even 150,000 now. At this milestone, people are now going to want a post office. Let's get that in, as well as some mailboxes that should serve the entire community. They're probably going to want to have some internet connection. And we have this water pumping station complaining about garbage collection. So that's the next thing. We need to add a landfill right here. The thing is just all these things are really eating into our profits. Everything is still painfully slow. I've been recording now for well over an hour. The current population growth is back to being very, very slow. And also, where does this -7 traffic happiness come from? Yes, here in the business area, the traffic is not that great. But I'm also not sure what I can do about it. It's all low density. It should work fine. Maybe we can make them a bit happier by getting advanced road services, then the road maintenance depot, and we can probably fix a lot of this traffic by just getting rid of traffic lights that are here. We also have a lot more special buildings. Let's build them further in the outskirts. They won't have these traffic problems now. And honestly, looks quite nice as well here on the riverfront. Again, we have plenty demand of low density, so I'm just gonna zone it. I'm doing everything for the city to grow. Crazy is also that these people are complaining about not having enough customers, but there's so many people walking around and they're selling meals, so I'd assume that some of these people out here are hungry. If you don't have enough customers, it might be your business model. Burnt beans, yeah, that doesn't sound like a great meal. But you're also crazy profitable, so I'm not sure what you're complaining about. Honestly, I'm not so sure what's next for this city. So in the meantime, until anything happens, we have a traffic jam here at the city entrance, which is good because it means more people are moving in again. Let's unlock the highways. And I'm just going to build some things to hopefully improve traffic. Yeah, so I just built these off-ramps that circumvent the main roundabout. I think this one here looks quite nice. it just goes through the entire city, and for the people that live back here, they don't have a need to just drive through this roundabout anymore. That should fix a good amount of the traffic. And whenever there's just a bit of demand, I'm going ahead and zoning it. It seems like people are happy again. They're no longer complaining as much about traffic. So let's just wait and see what happens. Milestone 6 Boomtown unlocked. Nothing much changes really. We have our first mixed use buildings here. These just always look so amazing. We have more demand for businesses, so I am just spreading them around. And I guess let's get a bit more of low density. The city is still profitable. Not much changed in the production panel. I mean, we're still not producing any raw materials. We're not processing any goods really. We're just in the business of these immaterial goods. The city is working without problems. It's just slow. People are even happy. So the answer is yes. You can see right here, you can build a functioning city without industry in City Skylines 2, but it's slow. To get to 5,000 population, it takes like 2 hours. So now I quickly want to see, does that change if we add industry? So let's purchase a new tile. We're growing at close to 100 people an hour. We never really grew faster. So if we go to like 200 people an hour, that would mean that we're growing faster. And that would mean that industry actually accelerates growth. So let's quickly see if one small industry area can make a difference. The challenge is officially over now, but I want to see the change. We're at 56% unemployment. Yeah, that's really high. So let's zone all this area. Of course, it gets zoned in incredibly fast and see what happens. Demand is fully gone now, but we also crossed the mark of 100 people moving in an hour. Look at all this traffic pulling up right here. It's all industrial traffic, but a lot of things are happening. The city is now suddenly crazy profitable, 600,000 a month. And looking at production, we're suddenly requiring a lot more of the raw materials. We are processing a bunch of different materials. Most of these buildings have been built in and they have people working there. Also look at the profitability of these buildings. All pretty amazing. And unemployment is immediately down to 16%. And we have even more industrial demand. So I guess this really shows after the recent updates, industry is really important. It is a key driver of profitability, 670,000 right now. Most of these taxes are coming from the industrial buildings, and it seems like that the commercial buildings are more profitable as well when these industrial buildings exist. I'm not sure why. Maybe there is some calculations of buying goods that are now cheaper when they're produced in the city. More people are moving in when there is a lower unemployment. Now it's 250 people moving in an hour. There's traffic jam indicators everywhere. Can you build a city without industry? Yes. Should you do it? Unless you want incredibly slow gameplay and harm yourself? No, you should not do it. But whatever way you choose, happy gaming!